So Gorilla Tag's over 2 years old, so the game's getting kind of old. But what if we turn back time and go to Gorilla Tag's oldest updates? In this video, I'm going to be going to the first updates and all of the best and most loved updates of all time. Alright, so here we are in the first ever public release of Gorilla Tag. So starting off, there's not even a hat room. This is this far back, no caves, no other maps. The computer's a square, and oh, this is weird. So it's a different entrance into the forest. Everything makes the same sound, and there's leaves on that tree now. Let me go down the slide. Wow, this slide's a lot different. It actually doesn't move. It moves way slower now. This is the first version. This also has no slippery walls. So now what I'm wondering is, since this has no slippery walls, can I just like climb out of the map? I'm not sure why, but this game is lagging so much. Like, this is so laggy. Oh, I did it. I'm out of the map. So back then it was this easy to just leave the map. No slippery walls at all, I can just climb out. I say we go to tutorial though. Here it is. The first ever version of tutorial. Even back then it was still very dark in here. This light's a lot bigger though. They scaled this light down. It used to be a lot bigger than this. And also the textures are a lot different. Like looking at me, the texture's a lot bigger. I remember when it was like this. I remember all this. And the textures just look different. If you're an OG, you probably remember this room, but back then you could just go on the floor like this. It was very funny. Let's check out the stump. First thing is, it looks so weird in here. This does not look the same. Next, let's go to the top of here. Let's just see what's on top. Something I am noticing is that the aliasing looks a lot different. If you don't know what that means, basically it's just like how sharp the pixels are, kind of. And back then everything just looked a lot more dull. Alright, now this is the first Gorilla Tag version I ever played in. So as you can see, it's very old. This is about 3 months after the game came out. And first thing you probably notice, no city, there's actually the hat room is here. Let's go in here. Yep, this is the hat room. Right here, right behind this mirror, is where I won my first game. I just hid behind it. I promise I'm not a camper, but like that's where I won my first game. And back then you could only get the cosmetics on Steam VR. Next, let's see what forest looked like. Also, if you're an OG, remember you could do this. You could just go through here. And you could just hide here. I've done this before. I've just hidden in here and won. I promise I'm not a camper. So here's what the forest looked like. So next, let's go into canyons. I remember canyons before. It didn't have any of the ropes or anything or zip lines. It was just like this. I remember when canyons was like this. I liked it more like this for tag because it was a lot more open. And nowadays it's way harder for the tagger, because if you're not you can just swing on ropes and win. Something I've noticed is that the lighting back then looked a lot better. Like, I kind of forgot about this, but the lighting looked a lot better back then. Nowadays it just doesn't look as good. For some reason, I don't know what they did, but it doesn't look the same. And now for the final map, we're heading to caves. This is the last map. This was the other map that was in here. So here we are, we're in caves. So this is what it looked like back then. It didn't really look that different than when they got rid of it and changed it. Except there was no that like piano thing here. And since this is the old version of Gorilla Tag, I say we go to the most terrifying area in Gorilla Tag history. The mines. Oh, I missed the mines. This was so fun. I don't know why, but mines was just fun to play around in and have games in. Because it was just so scary. And just made this mines extra fun. like for part 2 if you want me to do another one, except I'll do old and most like memorable updates like the first Halloween and the city update and all that. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before 2024, and if I do, then I'll release my own Gorilla Tag fan game. So with that being said, thanks for watching.